Hello friends, welcome back to A Page in the Chapter, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Paige and it's looking like I'm gonna be challenging myself today. So I would really like to give myself a reading challenge of reading some of the series that I need to finish. However, the biggest problem is that I've not exactly chosen the best week to do this because I'm very busy on my 3 days off and then I have a lot of double shifts. So I don't quite know how this is going to work, but we're going to give it a go anyway. I think I will probably only finish off the book I'm currently reading and read one more. Hopefully I would consider that a success. But I just really want to do like a designated try and read some series kind of vlog, and I feel like if I'm vlogging / challenging myself, then despite the fact that I'm busy, I will still try and make that effort to read. So the first book that I need to finish is The Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang. I have less than 100 pages or about 100 pages of this left to go. I'm hoping I can smash this out today or tomorrow. If you saw my previous reading vlog, then you'll know that I am absolutely loving this book so far. I was absolutely terrified of it, but it's all going well so far and I'm really enjoying it. And then I think for the second book, I'm thinking I might do the second book in the Shades of Magic trilogy by V.E. Schwab, but I don't know because the second Crescent City book has just arrived on my door. So the temptation to jump into Crescent City 2 is really strong, but that's such a big beefy book. And this, when I finally finish The Dragon Republic, this will be my first book finished of February and we are over halfway through the month. So I think for the sake of not getting so behind, oh, I'm nearly dropping it, I should probably pick up a smaller book. I don't know, I'm confused. I will do some thinking and reflecting on it and then get back to you. This isn't going to be one of the super intense challenge videos that I sometimes do, although I do have plans to do another one of those soon. This is just going to be a more chilled but thematic reading vlog. And I really hope that you enjoy, and you can check out some of my other reading vlogs in their own designated playlist, or you can check out some of my other reading challenges also in a designated playlist. So yeah, do subscribe if you are interested in seeing how this vlog goes or interested in my reading whatsoever, and I will catch up with you soon. I did it. I finished The Dragon Republic. So excited. I am so happy that I finished this book, and I was right. It was really not as bad as I was expecting. I don't even know like what to say. It is just like more war, but like it's so big brain. Muffin. It's so big brain. Like we keep going around in circles. We keep going around in the most cleverest of ways. The villains keep changing. Like it's very much this like, who are we really fighting? Like in a war, who is the bad guy? It was so good, and it really did just all wrap up like perfectly. Like everything that I talked about in my last vlog is just wrapped up so well. And I have to go to work now, and I don't know how because my mind is like sufficiently blown. But yeah, I'm gonna get ready for work and we're gonna see what I read next. I do think it's probably going to be second book in the Shades of Magic trilogy, but I am going to let Instagram, but I'm thinking probably not Crescent City 2 because that is a really, really big book. So maybe I save that for my March TBR. And yeah, now I need to find a sequel to read because it's definitely my only requirements are that it is a book that is listed on my series tracker so that, you know, this whole vlog is challenging myself to make progress on that, and if we keep doing these throughout the year then we should be good and we should be making progress. So after finishing The Dragon Republic, I narrowed it down. Ooh, that was not a nice angle. I narrowed it down to 2 books that I would consider reading next, and that is The Hand in the Wall by Maureen Johnson. This is book 3 in the Truly Devious series. When I purchased this, I thought that it was the last book. It is not the last book, but obviously I do still need to get to this. It is in the reading journal. It's on the series tracker. And this, because I'm so far into the series, could be quite a nice, easy one to like make progress on. And it's a YA like murder mystery true crime type of book, so it's really easy to read. I always fly through these books, so this was a good option. And then, like I mentioned, we have A Gathering of Shadows book 2 in the Darker Shade of Magic trilogy. Currently, I asked you guys over on my Instagram at Page and Chapter if you want to get involved in these in the future, which one I should read. This one is currently winning. It's about 70-30, give or take. Yeah, this one's currently winning and I really want to read, so I'm gonna start this now because this one has been winning for the past like 2 or 3 hours since I posted that story, and I really don't want to wait all night to read. Like, I just want to read now. Given this has been winning the whole time and is still currently winning, I'm gonna start this one. This one is going to be my next read after Shades of Magic book 2, and you know, if I read Shades of Magic really quickly, maybe we can at least start this one. But I really don't want to get your guys' hopes up about this one because the chances of me finishing this whole book before the next video goes up is going to be like a stretch, like, to begin with, so I don't want to get your hopes up. I will just keep you updated on everything basically, and obviously if I do manage to like absolutely storm through this one like I did the first one, then maybe we can make even more progress than I thought that I would be able to. I didn't update you. So the reason you're seeing this now and I'm not at work is because the storm took out all the power at work, so I got the night off. What a win. So obviously there's much more reading time. There's about 6 hours of more reading time than I expected there to be in this vlog, which is always a good thing. But yeah, I'm just gonna give it like a really good go and we'll see what happens. Good morning, guys. I absolutely conked out last night, but I read about 60 pages of A Gathering of Shadows last night. This book is so good. It's so fun. It's like magical pirates, like magical world traveling pirates. It's the only way that I can describe this series, and I'm loving it so much. I've really just slipped like straight back in. V.E. Schwab is such a good writer, especially of YA. Like, the way she writes is so clear and so easy to follow and just like draws you in and really paints a picture so well. It's just, her writing fits very well with YA, and yeah, I'm really enjoying this. So happy to everyone who voted on my poll that I should read this because I'm having a blast with it. I checked this morning and this book is still winning, so it is all good that I called this early. I do have a double shift today though, so I won't be getting much reading done of this, sadly, unless I get out slightly earlier. Depends, maybe people won't go out because of yesterday's storm, or maybe people will be more inclined to go out because of yesterday's storm. I do not know, but we will see what happens. I'm gonna do a little bit of reading of this right now. I've got like an hour and a half before I need to leave, so if I can get to like page 100 or so, that will be amazing. But yeah, I want to read this book so much, so good choice, guys. You chose well. Good morning, guys. I didn't really vlog much yesterday. I was at work. I'm now going to be at work until 5 o'clock. It's just, weekends are long for me. I can't enjoy weekends the way I used to when I work them for everyone else enjoying their weekends. But I'm really proud of myself because I have been making a really big effort to read. So normally before I start work at 11:30, I will spend that morning just getting ready or watching TikToks. And I spent it reading yesterday, and then my supervisor let me go early last night and I got home at about 9 o'clock-ish. Well, she let me go at 9 o'clock, so I would have got home around 9:15. And I then spent a good hour or so, hour and a half, reading A Gathering of Shadows. And so I am on page 203, this section of the book, Royal Welcome. I'm like not even halfway through yet though. I think this book is like deceptively long. I would think that this was like 300 to 400 pages, but if I'm at page 200 and it still doesn't look halfway, then yeah, this book is deceptively big. But I am really enjoying this book. Like, I love V.E. Schwab, and this is probably the worst V.E. Schwab book that I've read, and I still think it's amazing. I've never really read a middle book in a series by V.E. Schwab. I've only read her first books. I think that could be why I think this one might be like the worst one that I've read so far, because it's just like the pace has slowed down so much, but that is just a consequence of a middle book. Like a middle book in a trilogy always slows the pace right down and sets things up for the second book. Like the first book almost acts as a standalone, and then the second book really sets things up, and then the final book resolves everything. That is just the basis of a YA trilogy. So I don't think that this book is bad, but I do think right now I will be giving this book a 3 stars, which isn't to say that I don't enjoy it. This is like my new ranking system now. I do actually need to sit down and like write a set of guidelines for my new ranking system, because I know what they are in my head. I just can't articulate them. But I really like this, but me really liking it is now putting it at a 3 stars rather than it would have probably put it at a 4 by last year's ranking system. But I have read books that are 4 stars that I think are better than this book. Like I gave Dragon Republic 4.5, so to give this one a 4 is just disrespectful to the Dragon Republic, which was so much better than this one, and that is a middle book in a series as well. So it's not to say that I don't think this book is good that I'm leaning towards a 3 stars. I do think the second half of this book is probably going to pick up, and knowing V.E. Schwab, there's going to be some kind of twist or turn and stuff that's going to, you know, blow me out of the water. So I think that the rating could pick up with this book. It's just like the first 200 pages are a 3-star read. Right now though, I've got to go to work. God, I look like an absolute state, but I got in from work and took a lovely hot bath, and I'm doing laundry as we speak as well, so you know, like getting my life together. Finally washed my hair. God, was I needing to do that. Storm Franklin has officially hit. It is horrible weather outside, but that means it's perfect weather for reading, so I'm really excited to get into this tonight. I actually thought that I was going to have to spend my Sunday night editing, but I pre-filmed the video. Past me was really smart, and I pre-filmed the video so I don't have to film tomorrow, so I can edit tomorrow and read tonight. So that is always fun and exciting. I am on page 219. Let's see where I can get to by the end of tonight. It is 9:30 and I am on page 309. I'm bored, quite frankly. This feels like V.E. Schwab was forced to make it into a trilogy because YA fantasies were all trilogies at the time this book was released. There's just nothing about this book that links to the first one at all. It could just be its own standalone. I am bored and like, what happened to the original plot? And I have a feeling that the third book is going to go back to the original plot. So really, it should have been a duology, and the publishing industry was like, no, it has to be a trilogy. So now I have to read this crap. Well, it's not crap because it's V.E. Schwab. It's beautifully written, but it just doesn't feel like A Darker Shade of Magic at all. Like, I don't understand the relevance to the previous one or to what could be in the next one. Obviously, when I get to the end of the book, like, we'll see if there's like something, but this book is just not really doing it for me. I'm really bored, and I'm really worried about the rating that I'm gonna have to give this. I am also just like very tired, so I am gonna stop now and I'm just gonna watch some TV and get an early night, because that could very much be influencing like how I'm feeling about this book. But yeah, I'm really disappointed in it. The first book was just so fantastic, and I'm just really confused about what's going on with this book and why this 500-page book is just about one magic tournament, and I am at page 309 and we still haven't actually got into the tournament yet. It feels like a magic tournament is normally like the first book is like the setup to everything, and it feels very weird to have had this really intricate like political like cool like starting point for this trilogy, for the books to then completely cool off and go into this like magic tournament. I don't know, it just doesn't feel like it makes sense structurally, and 500 pages is just too long, Miss Schwab. Like, I'm sorry, why am I at page 300 and nothing has actually happened yet? So yeah, I'm just bored, and I am going to stop reading now because I just can't do it anymore. Hello, good morning, good afternoon really. It took me about 2 hours to get out of bed and get dressed this morning, and then I got dressed into my gym wear and I just can't motivate myself to go, and I can hear the wind going crazy outside. I can hear things like being thrown across the garden. These winds seem like they're hitting my particular area a lot more than Storm Eunice's did, but there's no weather warnings today, and there was for Storm Eunice, but I can like definitely like tell that they seem a lot stronger. So I'm thinking maybe I won't walk to the gym because I think I might freeze, and also it just shouldn't be this hard to motivate myself to go, so maybe I just shouldn't today. So the plan is going to be that I'm going to get all my editing done, and then I'm either going to do some reading or some writing. Oh, look at that, the sun's coming out. This evening I am meeting up with one of my friends from uni because she's coming up to stay in London for a couple days, so I think I'm going to go have a sleepover in her hotel room, and we're going to watch the new season of Love is Blind. So it's going to be a fun couple days, but that also means it's going to be a couple days of no reading. But for now, I just need to edit. I'm keeping my gym clothes on so that if I change my mind later and I get a random bout of motivation, I can just be straight out the door. But I don't see myself going. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I just have no motivation at all. It literally, like, I just could not even get out of bed. So it's gonna be a fun day of trying to force myself to be productive when I have no energy or motivation to be. Hi guys, it has been many a day since I updated you. I had some friends from uni come up from Exeter and spend a couple of days in London. We went to see Six, which was amazing. Highly recommend it. I had an absolutely fantastic time at Six, and we just kind of did some shopping, walked around. There was a plan to go to the British Museum today, but A, I've been to the British Museum so many times. B, my social battery just completely died. I was very honest with them about that, and I just needed some time to come back and recharge. I also have the worst work rota for this weekend. I have a double on Friday, a double on Saturday, and a double on Sunday now, so I just kind of wanted to come home and really recharge before I have work this weekend. However, despite the fact that I was so busy, I did actually get some reading done. I am now on page 387. It wasn't a lot of reading by any means, but I did more reading than I expected I would do whilst my friends were up. So this is good, and I do think that I can finish this today. I think I've got 100 pages left. As I said, I do want some time to recharge. I do think that I can get this done today, which is good. I do feel like now 360 pages, at the 360 page mark, I got the relevance of this magic tournament and how, or at least I think I've got the relevance of this magic tournament and what it means for the overall plot. I think I have worked out what is going to happen in a good way, not in a, oh, it's predictable way, in a, I see how my reading about this tournament for this whole book is relevant now. I still think that perhaps this could have been a duology, or that this book feels like more of a first book than the first book did. It feels, yeah, it does really feel like we've just completely switched lanes for the sake of creating a middle book, but it's written very well. I was slightly bored during this book, but it's not the worst thing. It's still better than a lot of other books that I read, and that's because V.E. Schwab can really write a book well. This was a perfectly fine book, but to me it did not hold up against the first book. So I'm excited to kind of finish this, mark it off my calendar, and then eventually get into the third book. I do feel like this has slowed down my momentum of wanting to read the third book though. But I did do some book shopping. I really wanted to take my friend to Hatchard's, which is this really old-timey bookstore. It's right next to Fortnum and Mason in Piccadilly Circus. It's a really, really pretty bookstore. It's 5 floors, kind of like Foyles, but it's not massive and clean the way Foyles is. It's really old-fashioned and just is a really old building. But I will show you what I bought. So in the spirit of YA fantasy, I purchased The Ladies of the Secret Circus by Constance Sayers. I haven't seen anyone talk about this, but I love circus vibes. The Night Circus is one of my favourite books, and I just really like circus settings. So this is about a main character called Cecile, and she's bound to her family's circus, a magical circus. But then she falls in love with this young man, and she embarks on this passionate love affair that could cost her everything. And then we also flip forward to Virginia 2004, where our main character Lara is left at the altar by her fiance. And so to deal with her grief at losing this relationship, she delves into her great-grandmother's old journals that she finds, and through reading her great-grandmother's journals she realizes that there's this curse placed on the women in their family. And I think we can kind of work out that Lara's great-grandmother is probably going to be Cecile. I just thought that this looked really good, something a bit different, something I haven't really heard anyone like talk about this book, and I saw it and I was immediately tempted by it, so I decided to buy it. And then, completely switching gear, I purchased Antony and Cleopatra by Shakespeare, and I purchased the Arden Shakespeare edition. I absolutely adore the Arden Shakespeares. If you want to kind of know the history of the book and the inspiration and the social history and how it was performed, or like any kind of like context of a Shakespeare play, anything you would kind of learn in a classroom, then purchase the Arden Shakespeares, because I genuinely enjoy reading the introductions to these books more than I typically enjoy reading Shakespeare's plays. So when I saw that they had a massive wall of like pretty much every Shakespeare play in the Arden Shakespeare editions, I decided to pick up Antony and Cleopatra. So yeah, if you are studying Shakespeare, or like me, you didn't study English Lit but you love English Lit and so you kind of just want to do it on your own in your free time, then I do really recommend the Arden Shakespeare editions. They're a really handy and fairly cheap way of doing that. And then this next book I wasn't going to purchase. I was literally in the queue to check out when I saw this book on a display, and I have never ever seen this book or its predecessor in a bookstore before. I took it as a sign and I had to buy it, and that is Written in Bone by Sue Black. Now, I've talked about Sue Black's books in a lot of my anthropology, archaeology, forensic anthropology videos. If you don't know, I have been accepted onto a master's course to study forensic anthropology. I will be starting that in London in September at UCL. So my main criticism of Sue Black's first book, All That Remains, was that it felt too much like it was about her personal life, not about her work as a forensic anthropologist. And then lo and behold, she comes out with Written in Bone, which is very much just about forensic anthropology. So I was so excited to see this like in the store. I have never ever been able to find anything anthropology related just in a bookstore, and this was just on display right by the till, so I picked it up. It also has a quote and a sticker by Dr. Richard Shepard, who is the author of Unnatural Causes. And Unnatural Causes, I read that book in first year, and because I loved that book so much, I decided to do the forensic anthropology module that my uni were offering. So the fact that he's quoted this book just makes it that much better, and I had to pick it up. So yeah, it's just a little book haul of 3 books, all very different vibes. None of them have anything in common. I told myself I was only going to buy 1 book, and then it was like, okay, I didn't buy 1 book, I bought 2, but it's okay. You know, one's Shakespeare and one's a YA fantasy for research. And then I saw the 3rd book and it was like, yeah, but that's okay, because, you know, that's to get me back in the forensic anthropology mindset after a year out of uni, you know? So it ended up being 3 books quite quickly. For now, I'm just going to lie in bed and watch some chick flicks, and I will update you if I start reading again. Good morning. As you can see, I am dressed for work. It is now Thursday morning. I finished a gathering of shadows last night, and I don't think you guys are going to be very happy with what I have to say about it. I did not accurately predict how the plotline was going to go. I think my prediction was better and would have led to a more political style plot. We know that I like that in my fantasies, so yeah, I think my idea was better. It also felt like there were threads that were just abandoned. Not even in a threads that could go on into the next book kind of way. It feels just a bit abandoned. Prince Rai mentions the political stakes involved with this tournament, and then basically one of the contestants gets murdered, and there's no political consequences of that. This person dies, and then the consequences of this person being murdered is never touched on again. I don't know if it's going to come up in the 3rd book. I don't know how it could come up in the 3rd book. It feels like it's just been abandoned. I will be giving this book 2 stars, but I did enjoy it. I found myself largely quite bored. I was unsatisfied with the ending. I didn't really like this book, if I'm honest with you. It is beautifully written. Like, I have nothing against the way the book is written. I just feel like the plot itself wasn't up to the standard of the first one, I didn't really like personally love the plot. Like, it's a good book, it just personally wasn't for me. And I would previously have given meh books a 3 stars. I will now be giving meh books a 2 stars because I think 3 stars should be for books that are, you know, I do like genuinely enjoy. It's not a this book was awful 2 stars, it's a this book was meh 2 stars. I do need to wrap up this vlog like shortly because it will be going up tomorrow night. So I will probably do the proper outro and everything tonight, but I will be starting The Hand on the Wall by Maureen Johnson next. And I rewatched my intro to this vlog and I said that if I could finish the Dragon Republic and finish this one, I would consider that like a major win, because I didn't think that finishing A Gathering of Shadows would even be likely in this vlog. And now I'm actually starting a 3rd book. Obviously I'm not going to make any big progress on this book, but I will keep you updated on my social medias with how it is going, because I can't believe that I have found the time to manage this. I'm really, really proud of myself. I'm going to go start this book now because I'm really excited for it, and then I'm gonna go to work and I will catch up with you for the outro of this vlog this evening because I don't have time to do it now. I have had a much more productive reading day than I thought that I would have. It is about 6 o'clock on Thursday evening. I do need to wrap up this vlog in a couple of hours, but I started The Hand in the Wall this morning and then I had such a productive day at work and it was so quiet that eventually my manager just came over and was like, you can read your book if you want to, it's fine. So I've been reading and being paid to read essentially, and I'm now on page 208. Let me move my bookmark up so you can see where that is. I'm more than halfway through this book. This section, the smaller section, is what I have left. I could so easily finish this today or tomorrow. I'm actually doing it. I'm actually finding time to read. I'm making progress on series. It took me so long to finish the first book, and then I didn't really think that I would get very far into A Darker Shade of Magic, and I thought in this vlog I would maybe get like 50 pages of Hand in the Wall done. I didn't think I would actually be able to give you some thoughts on this book. Anyway, thoughts so far. This series is just so fun. Like, it is really fun. I do feel like they get slightly darker and creepier with each book that goes on, but they are still very light-hearted. I don't like thrillers, and this is like a perfect blend of young adult mystery / thriller for me. Like, this is a good level for me. In this book, the mystery is more on the modern day murders, more so than on the Ellingham murders that occurred. We still are getting flashbacks into the past, but they are more explanatory now, more so than like revealing or teasing at a mystery. And the mystery now that Stevie is mostly focusing on is like the modern day stuff. I always fly through these books. I mean, the writing is big and the pages are thick, but more so than that, it's just so easy to read. Like, you just fly through it. And honestly, so far I can see myself giving this a 4 stars, like 3.5 to 4 stars. I'm really enjoying this book. I need to know what happens. Like, I am so worried that I'm gonna be disappointed when I read the final book, but I haven't been disappointed by the revelations and the bits that have been solved so far. But I feel like Maureen Johnson is just building a bigger and bigger web, and I am so confused, so desperate for answers. I am now going to spend the next like 2 hours or so reading, see how much progress I can make, then give you like one more update / outro bit. I'm so happy that I've been able to make really good progress on this today, and I know that it's not likely to happen again because it's so rare that work is so quiet that my manager is like, yeah, go ahead and read. I feel like it just couldn't have come at a better time. I finished it. I finished 2 books in this vlog and I am giving this 4 stars. This was the best one yet. I really enjoyed this. I mean, the fact that I was able to finish it in a day when I've struggled so much with finding time to read this year, I think kind of tells you everything that you probably need to know about this book. And like, I'm not going to spoil anything at all, but did not see the ending coming, was really satisfied with how the murder wrapped up. And I was told that this wasn't the final book and that there is another book, and The Box in the Woods is listed as a truly devious novel, but reading the description, it is not about the Ellingham case. The book isn't set at Ellingham. It does follow Stevie, but it follows Stevie at like a summer camp. So really, this is the final book in the trilogy, and then A Box in the Woods is like a spin-off sort of book. I don't know. The truly devious case does get solved in this book, and it ends on a really happy ending note. So it kind of seems like the trilogy ended and she was like, actually, I think I want to stick with Stevie for a little longer. Yeah, I finished this book and I am a happy bunny. Thank you guys so much for watching this reading vlog. There is something to be said for challenges that I have been able to finish 3 books in this 1 week. 2 of them books that I like actually started and read the whole book in this vlog. Like, I am absolutely ecstatic that I have done that, and now I get to pick a new book. How exciting! And I've made progress. Like, I am over the moon. If you guys want to see more vlogs and reading challenges, then you can check out my dedicated playlists, and you can feel free to hit that big red subscribe button. I do have a 24-hour challenge coming in about a month's time or so that I've planned out to do, so subscribe if you want to make sure that you're seeing that. I hope you guys are having a fantastic week. You enjoy everything that you read as much as I enjoyed this book, and I'll see you for my next video. Bye guys.